We know how Tata Madiba believed in the power of sport to unite us, and we've got another opportunity to unite around the Springbok brand. Of course, the Blitzboks in action this weekend. The Proteas back in action this weekend. Super Rugby back into the knockout stages. Two South African teams in action. High-stakes sports for a high-stakes gent. Ash, nice to see you again, man. I have to say, I did start going through withdrawal after the World Cup, and I think you were a part of that.
Where's your whistle, Graham?
I know, they proper hid it from me now.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get it back, unfortunately. I abused it. I abused my power. So let's talk Sevens rugby. Just when we thought we had squeezed every ounce of action out of the Sevens season that we could, now we roll into the World Cup Sevens in San Francisco. So I think we can expect the Americans to have a good showing. They play well on home soil. But traditionally, this hasn't been a happy hunting ground for the South African. Why is that?
It's just a weird thing, you know. We see this in cricket as well when it's a World Cup
Don't
event.
you say this? Don't you
I'm
dare
not saying
say
the C word.
Don't you
Sorry,
dare.
I won't.
We're saying chokers, by the way. That's a zero, but he didn't say it.
But in the Sevens, they've only reached the final once, and that's in 1997. Bob Skinstead and the boys still played. I think it was in Hong Kong. It was Hong Kong Sevens. They doubled up as the World Cup Sevens.
Yeah.
And since then, it's just been the best. Has been a quarter-final. So I think this time around they're really going out
first. So surely,
there's a proper training camp as well. Selection, they are missing quite a few players to injury, but the guys who are coming in have performed, particularly at the Hong Kong Sevens when they played that young team. So hopefully they can do the job.
A depth of. Now we just get taken back to South Africa's awesome inbound tour against the UK. Love that, man. So now I actually don't even know what to say about this. We have the Proteas. We join them in Sri Lanka as they've just now done the toss. Who's batting first? Do you know?
Sri Lanka are batting. They won the toss in batting. The Proteas have made two changes. Lungi and Gidi's back into the team, and also Tienus de Bruin. So Tienus de Bruin, that's an ex-batsman, just to try and counter the spin web that the Sri Lankans have gone over them.
How should we be looking at this? Our inability to play spin or the Sri Lankans' mastery of spin on their home wickets?
Look, it is difficult on this pitch. It does turn square. But also you've got to apply yourself. In some of the shots the guys played in that first test, you know, dancing down the wicket, trying to hit sixes, and you've got to grind it out.
It's a difficult thing, though, because we've got so many, when you think of the Quintons, you know, they are confidence-based players. They need to attack, otherwise...
But sometimes you've got to knuckle down. One of their guys, Karuna Ratna, he scored 100 and carried his bat. He's an opening batsman, and he got through it. So once you're in, then you can start playing your shots. But you can't when you have less than 10 runs charged on the wicket.
Do our spinners capitalise on these pitches as much as the Sri Lankans?
Look, I thought Brace Shamsi did really well in the first test, and then Keshav Maharaj in the second innings of the first test. So it's a matter of them adapting as well in terms of how quickly they bowl and how much turn there is. So, but I think it's just our batsmen who are battling at the moment.
And then just very quickly, Super Rugby quarterfinals, only two South African franchises. I think the Sharks up against the Crusaders, that's going to be a mountain.
Mission impossible in Christchurch, but you never know. They have won in New Zealand this year, and they played really well. And I think against the Hurricanes in Wellington, they lost in the last minute, or one of their games they lost in the last minute. So they have done it over New Zealand teams.
And then, of course, the Lions up against the Jaguares, the battle of the big cats.
Tough game. The Jaguares are really quality side. That Argentina test team plays like a new team in Super Rugby.
The Lions have done it before. They've beaten him, and they've obviously got the advantage of a home ground. So please go out there and support our local teams. But we are sending huge positive vibes out to the Blitzboks as they take on the World Cup of Sevens. Ash, love you, man. Thank you so much for joining us. And I want you to watch the sport very closely over the weekend. On Monday, we're going to have a bit of a phone-in. We'd love to get you your expert advice on Monday with a bit of a sports phone-in.